I think the coalition really represents the classic, in my opinion, kind of do-over moment. If I could have a do-over moment in my career, I think the coalition would be it. We have to remember that Parliament had just resumed, and after the election of 2008, and we were all awaiting the economic update that Flaherty was going to deliver in November. And bits and pieces had started to leak out about the update, but it was only until actually he gave the update in the House that the opposition realized that this was untenable. And that's when the wheels started in motion to set forth, really, the Liberal NDP coalition with bloc support. And this is, of course, 2020 vision, but if we could have not had that disastrous photo op that was off talking about, where it was Layton and Dion and Duceppe shaking hands in the railway committee room on the Hill, I mean, I think that was a disaster. I also think, and that was a clear mistake, and if we could go back in time and redo it, I would. I think pundits, columnists, and journalists all cited the presence of Duceppe. The fact that he was present, despite the fact that he wasn't a formal part of the coalition, but just really a supporter, it gave really the nub to the Conservatives to be able to fight against this coalition as a separatist coalition. Also, I think clearly the night of the address to the nation, we had, Prime Minister Harper had this incredible opportunity to speak directly to Canadians about his message.
Canada's government cannot enter into a power-sharing coalition with a separatist party.
And the broadcast networks chose to only put one person from the coalition, and that was Mr. Dion. But we all sat there after Mr. Harper, made his speech and delivered his video. We all waited for the tape. We waited and waited and waited, and it was torturous.
My dear fellow Canadians.
Not only was it delivered 10 minutes late, out of focus, having that book in the background behind Mr. Dion's head that said hot air, and that became a lot of the kind of inside jokes among columnists and journalists on the Hill, that how could we take this guy seriously? In terms of that do-over moment, you always kind of wonder, what would it be like if we had the chance to produce our video that night? Would that have changed the course of history? Would we actually have had a progressive coalition government that lasted 18 months or maybe even longer?